Oh, bra, bra.
After some initial problems, we were finally on our way, and the hike to the cabin is roughly 16 kilometers from our starting point. There are some dirt roads you can use to park closer to the cabin, but they are inaccessible this time of the year, when the snow is still melting. Because of our automobile breakdown on our way up, we were delayed quite a bit, and we didn't know how hard the hike would be, so we tried to keep our pace up. Now we're leaving the dirt road behind us and heading into the forest. The trail we followed is a winter trail and not really catered for hiking. Melting snow and large parts of marshlands made the hike quite demanding, and the trail was often flooded. The trail is quite wet here. It had already been a long day, and when it started to go upwards, we started to feel a bit exhausted. I think I'll describe the feeling best with my own words from the trip. Quite hard terrain to hike in, and it's going upwards now. Lots of snow and upwards, but we're getting there. Morvallen is the only cabin of its kind in Vedungsfjällen and was renovated in 2021. It is located directly at the foot of the mountain and surrounded by trees and shrubberies. Just outside the cabin, a small stream flows, and this is where you take your drinking water. To get access to the cabin, you need to book it through Länsstyrelsen i Dalarna's webpage. The cabin has 4 beds, but the bottom beds are extra wide, so 2 persons could sleep there if they don't mind some cuddling. A gas stove exists that can be used for cooking, but we didn't bother. We used the fireplace instead. There are lots of birds around the cabin, and one can just sit and enjoy the scenery looking out of the window. When we didn't explore the area, much of our day was spent in and around the cabin, doing various chores. Just around the corner, a rest and emergency cabin exists. In contradiction to Morvallen, this cabin isn't surrounded by trees, and you get a nice view and sun the whole day. This cabin consists of 2 different rooms, each one equipped with its own fireplace. We treated this cabin as a kind of holiday house, where we went to just relax and stay in the sun. Sometimes accompanied by other sun-worshipping creatures. Here we could just relax and see how the snow melted in front of us. Vedungsfjällen is a rather small mountain area with a few peaks that rise above the tree line, with one peak in particular that stands out and in many ways defines the whole area. Apart from that, it is mostly surrounded by marshlands and forest. Vedungsfjällen is one of the southernmost mountain areas we have in Sweden. This trip started on 18th of May, and Vedungsfjällen is probably one of few places you can hike in the mountains at this time of the year without using skis or snowshoes. And there were still parts where there were lots of snow left, making it hard for hiking. Vedungsfjällen is quite unknown and doesn't see too many visitors. Nearby you have Fulefjället and Grövelsjön, which is usually a more popular destination for hikers. During our 4 days here, we didn't see any other people, but to be fair, our visit was in the off-season. The mountains here are quite low altitude, but then Sömlingshågna rises from the ground. This is Dalarna's second highest peak, and perhaps its most dramatic mountain. It was a very interesting time to spend in the mountains and see spring arrive each day. In most other parts of Sweden, the spring growth has already started, but here the trees were still at rest. But the wildlife, and especially the birds, were quite active and couldn't wait for spring any longer. Vedungsfjällen is a destination that we will have to revisit and explore more in depth when one can roam in the area more freely. Until then, thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, goodbye. Please like and subscribe to not miss out on any Scandinavian wilderness.